Hello everyone! Welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today we're making ornaments. And I only had one size ornament in my eBay store. And I wanted to make 6. So I am taking these coaster molds and I'm turning them into ornaments. And I'm going to use the hole makers from Little Windows. These are going to make the little hole maker at the top. What's in there? I thought I'd just clean these. So let's see, they have 4 sizes in theirs. I don't know that I need that such a large one. Let's see, these are 8 millimeter, 4 millimeter, 1 millimeter, and 2. So I either want, you know what, let me look at the cords that I have now that I'm thinking about it and see what size the ends are here, if they're gonna fit through these. Yeah, they should fit through there. I just want to kind of go as small as I need to go. Yeah, I don't need the 8 millimeter. So I'm going to need 4 of these so we can make our coasters into ornaments today. I picked out several UV DTF stickers that I've had waiting. I have these 2 cardinals that I'm going to pair with my sterling gorgeous silver. I have these 2 gorgeous little snowmen that are going to go in here. And I'm going to pair that with the smoke and mirrors as if it's like snowing behind them. And then these cute little guys fit in this one. And I'm going to try the Paradiso behind those. So I think we're going to have some beautiful things. I also am going to try a new resin. So Wise Bond sent me their bar and tabletop epoxy. It's a food safe resin. Food contact, US FDA 21. And they also have colorants. I don't have their colorants, but I'm not using this as food safe. I'm using it basically because it's a tabletop resin. I only need a thin layer and it should cure pretty quickly. So I will use this as a food safe resin in the upcoming future, but I figured, you know what? Let's try it today as a tabletop. It should be nice and thick and I should be able to get this done quickly. I'm just going to take a little alcohol on here. Make sure that is clean and center these. Make sure that's clean. Kind of center them. They're a suction cup and they stick right down to your silicone. So I'm going to do that to all 4 of these since they don't have holes. And if you don't have any ornament mold, you can make your own. These are very inexpensive. Plus she's giving you a discount code. Give Fran some business for this Christmas season. She is a small business and I love to support small businesses because that's how some of us survive, including me. Here is that one. So just make sure they're equal. They look pretty good. And oops, that one fell off. Let's redo that. As long as they're clean, they should stick pretty good. Alright, I am just going to put in like 1 ounce of resin in each of the bottom of these. So I am going to mix up 7 ounces just to make sure we have enough. We should have enough. And then I'll split it 3 ways. Not really, we don't really need to debubble it. I'm working face up. You can also work face down if you were doing a bloom. You can use these for blooms. But I'm going to work face up so I can see what the stickers are looking like inside of the resin. So let me grab some resin.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage.
I've got 7 ounces mixed up. I'm going to split 3 ways. It's a nice thick high viscosity resin. I wonder if this would work with blooms now that I'm doing it, because you know how we're using like the tabletop so you don't have to wait for certain temperatures. We should try that. Not that it, I mean, you can use it for other stuff other than food safe. I'm going to go just over 2 on each one of them. Let's see what I got left in here. Should be just over 2. Yeah, perfect. And I'm going to try to run it through the vacuum chamber just to see if I can work with it that long. Tabletops, generally, you don't have a lot of working time because they're supposed to be poured out thin and torched. But you know what? I'm going to try. This is the, what is it called? Smoke and Mirror. A little bit more. I also, oh, I forgot I had Arctic Frost glitter too I could have used. That's okay. We're using this one today. That should be good. For that one. And then I will read you the label. It's pretty, they have different time frames for curing. I can't remember. I was reading it as I was getting ready to mix it. But I'm like, oh, I should share this with everybody in case you guys need a food safe tabletop resin, which I will probably use on, like, that's gorgeous. I know, I wish you guys could see what I see. You just don't see it. I hear it all the time when you guys receive the pieces in the mail. It's so much better in person. I'm like, I know. That's what I try to tell everybody. Those two are good. Now Paradiso. One of my faves. Get a nice bit in there. Hopefully it'll look good with the stickers. Alright, let's try to get the bubbles out and see how it reacts. I don't think I need to, but we're going to do it anyway, just to see if I have that much time. I don't see why I wouldn't, but some of them cure super duper fast.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky. Dipped in gold with a stroke of flare. Diamonds shine in the midnight air. Glue and gems, they're my magic spell. Turning the ordinary into something to tell. Glitz and gold with a stroke of flare. Diamonds shine in the midnight air. Glue and...
As you saw, I had to switch containers, so the 8-ounce cup was not sufficient to allow the bubbles out. It just, I tried to release the pressure, but it just wasn't a large enough container. So when I took it out, I had to switch it at that point because I was already into it too far. Because what it did was it didn't allow the bubbles to come out. So what you were looking for ultimately on a vacuum chamber is it to rise and then implode on itself and then keep it in there for another 30 to 60 seconds after it implodes, and that's when your bubbles will be removed. Now when I took it out the first time, because that didn't happen, there were way more bubbles in here than ever, so I had to finish what I've already started. So did not like the glitter, so I needed a 16-ounce cup for the 2.5 ounces that was in here. I hope that makes sense. But that's what happened. Once you start, I don't know that I would need to do it again. I just wanted to try it and see what was going to happen. So I'm just going to pour these half full. I just need enough room for my sticker and a top coat. Make sure it gets around your hole maker or you won't be having an ornament. That looks good. I don't think I need the full 2.5. Like I said, I mixed up an extra ounce, but I split it the 3 ways. So if I would have left it with all those bubbles in, it would have been cloudy. Like your finished glitter section, glitter layer I should say, would have been really cloudy. I know this because I've done this, so that's why I'm telling you, if you started in the vacuum chamber, do whatever you have to do to finish it in the vacuum chamber. Just get it in a larger cup. All right, that one looks good. And then we'll do the sterling. Again, hole makers, but this one's easy because it's sitting out pretty far. And I will go around these edges because they will probably like to catch the bubbles. I'll link all of everything into the description box like I do. If you're new to the channel, that's where it all goes if you're wondering what I'm using. And let's do that one. I'll have to find something for the extra. It didn't even really need a full ounce. Alright, this is the Paradiso. I do need to give it a little turn because it got kind of smunched up in there as it was vacuuming. And a little in here. And this should not take long at all to cure. I do want it cured so I can stick the sticker on nicely without pulling it up out of my... Even if I break a seal on these, it won't matter because we're going to be putting a clear top coat on. That looks good. Everything looks good. Let's see, I'm going to find a couple of extras molds to pour that into, and then I'll tell you what the directions say. Let's do a 3D butterfly in the sterling since I have the most left, and I forgot to go around them with my dotting tool. Now this is going to cure much faster because this is a little thicker than you're supposed to be using tabletop resin for. It's supposed to be like 1/8 of an inch because that's what it's made for, coating. Like charcuterie boards. I think it's time for us to do a charcuterie board. This is a good excuse. So we could try this resin on there. That is good. I pulled out a little shaker turtle. We'll put the Paradiso in that one. And let's see. I'm trying to do it on the camera. Since I have you on, I don't want to do it off camera. Probably still have a little bit more after all these. This little guy always looks good in Paradiso or Heaven's Dust. Heaven's Dust is basically the same glitter, just a smaller cut. I think I need to top it up just a little bit. You could leave the bottom open if you want a clear bottom, but I'm not going to do that today. I still have some. Let's put them in these little donuts. Oh, no, that's not something in there. Okay. We'll put them in, you know what? Let's put them in these little shoes. I don't know how they're going to come out. It's kind of a thick resin to get down in there, but we're going to try it anyway. I don't think I have enough though. This is a split one here for the other shoe. Come on. I might have to back it in another one unless I can scrape this really good. Let me see what I got here. Need to get you down in there, buddy. It's just a little set of baby shoes from Into Resin. Both of these are from Into Resin. They don't come together, you guys. I made this mold, but I will link the molds for you separately if you like them. So, all right. I should be able to scrape enough. Yay! Paradiso baby shoes. Now I have too much in there, of course. Barely too much. Okay, that's good for that one. Now I need another mold. Let me get out. What should I get out? Here, let's do this other butterfly. Everybody loves the butterflies. I'm pretty sure that the, I gotta put it down somewhere. The glitter is going to sink because there's obviously no glue. I'm not going to put glue in here. there was no need for that. Squeeze those tips. I don't even think it's down in there yet. It's quite a thick resin already. Get down in there. A little bit more. So I guess I didn't need that extra ounce, but that's okay. I would rather use it an extra than not have it when I need it. Several extras, put it that way. All right, that's good. I still have a little bit of scrapings to do. Let me find another something something. I don't know what it'll look. I need really like these shakers will work because it's a shiny little mold. Oh, I forgot the donuts. I'm going to fill the donuts. Never mind. You won't see the glitter through these donuts, but they'll be pretty anyway. There's that one. Good enough. Let's do the other one in sterling. Just a little bit left. See what it looks like. I don't usually use glitter in these diamond molds. I mean, the color will be pretty, but you won't see the glitter. You might see like the glitter, like color rings, several colors coming out of those diamonds, but as far as seeing the glitter itself, not going to happen. All right, that looks good. I'm going to scrape these now into my giveaway mold. I don't need this one. And then, oh wait, no I'm not. I need to, oh, it's already thick. Hopefully not have bubbles along these edges. It's already getting thick, which is good sign because when I do wood projects and I top coat them, oh my gosh, that's the worst part of the entire project. Because some of the top coating resins don't get thick fast enough and it will make separations called fisheyes on your board, and you may have one fisheye on the entire board, and that means you have to resand it and recoat the entire board because those boards get sold for quite a bit of money. There's a lot of work that go into them and they have to be perfect. So I'm liking the fact that this is already thickening up because all I see in my future is not a whole bunch of top coats after it's like the final step. All right, that's good. I'm going to scrape these, like I said, and then if you do top coating, I do want to read you what the bottle says so you know what to expect from their brand. In case y'all are wondering, this is my extras mold that I will be giving away. So it's about more than half full with all the layers of the little extras in there. So I am working on it. I still have to do this whole back. So we still have a lot of time before that gets given away. So these are the directions on the Wise Bond Bar and Tabletop Epoxy. So this is used, it's supposed to be used for the tabletop flood coat. It's self-leveling high gloss epoxy coating and is UV stable. So this is to be applied over bar tops, wood, concrete countertops, river tables, and it should be 1/8 of an inch crystal clear finish. Use colorants to tint for stunning effects. So they make colorants that will not stop the food contact. Resin A and hardener B, the temperature should be between 65 and 77 before you mix. Your space air temperature should be no warmer than 77 degrees, of course free of dirt and dust. If the A and B are cooler than 65 degrees, Warm the closed containers in hot tap water. If crystals are present in A or B, place the closest containers in 120 degrees Fahrenheit tap water until crystals dissolve. Let the containers cool to room temperature. Only use A and B when liquid temp is 77 degrees or under to prevent premature curing. So you're going to mix equal parts 1:1 by volume for 3 minutes. And it says you could use the drill, paddle, whatever you want, because mostly when you do this, you're doing gallons at a time. And then they're telling you to mix in a double container. So mix it in one, pour it into another, and then mix it again for 1 minute. It ensures that there's no unmixed contaminants for the final pour. Let's see, application. 1 to 2 thin seal coats, which is different than a flood coat, to prevent the air bubbles from popping out of your wood, which we do as well. So you would put a tiny little bit on your wood and you scrape it with a scraper, basically till you don't see it. That's what a really, really thin coat is, a seal coat. And then allow to dry for 24 hours, sand between coats to create a bond with the flood coat. And you use a 1/4 inch notched plastic trowel to spread evenly on like the big surfaces, like the tables. And then going over the edges, use a butane torch to burst the bubbles. And then additional flood coats can be poured after 12 to 24 hours of cure. So if you're layering where more than 24 hours has elapsed between pours, scuff with 220 grit sandpaper between each layer pour to ensure adhesion, which is what I said. You have to, sand it down before you do it. Otherwise, you're going to get fish eyes. And then the curing part. Hard cure will take 24 hours depending on air temp. Width, length, and overall epoxy surface area. Wait 5 days for light use, and the product will continue to harden up for 30 days for a full hard cure. So, product in a mixing container may last 15 to 20 minutes before beginning to gel. That is amazing. I love that. Even for top coating these. That's great. And then clean uncured, unmixed epoxy with acetone. Epoxy that has cured can only be removed by abrasives. Its product is best within 1 year. Although the epoxy can still be used, it may begin to yellow slightly in color. So if you do have yellowed epoxy, I think I talked about this the other day, because I have several that I haven't used in ages, just sitting here because I don't really like them, and they're yellowing. So I think I'm just going to use them for things that I want to color. So you don't use them for clear anymore, you just use them if you're going to color them. I wouldn't even use them for glitter because that's basically clear. But if you're going to put dyes or micas or whatever, then you should be good. Okay, these won't take long. I'm going to go ahead and get them cured, and then we'll come back, and I'm going to use the same epoxy to do the top coat, and this should not take long at all. I just realized they sent me this one too I have not used yet. Art and Tumbler epoxy. I might have to try a tumbler with it. I have my favorites for tumblers, so that's going to be hard to beat. This is for art projects, which could be like this. Tumblers, crafts, jewelry, molds, coasters, and more. Dries clear with high UV resistance, non-flammable, and non-toxic cured. Lab tested, compliant for food contact. A super glossy, strong, and durable coating. So they mix for 3 minutes, 1:1 by volume, and this one has 30 to 35 minute work time, 20 minute pot life. So pour on art projects or molds 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch depth. So these are very thin as well. Pour on tumblers for a hard shell. Cure time is 8 to 12 hours to touch, 24 hours to cure, 3 to 5 days, final hard cure. So that is cool. I might have to, I don't have time to do tumblers much anymore, but I might make myself one on the side. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do a Christmas one for myself real quick, and see how it goes, because it's going to be hard to beat the one that I love so much. All right, now we're going to cure. They are completely cooled, ready for the next step. So we're going to put all the stickers on. I think, actually, I got Happy Mail to show you. So let's go through it. This is from Cheryl. She sent me 3. I guess she found these on Shein. And these are the wheat colors that I love. And now we have the Dianca Pours that is so close. So now I have like a everlasting supply of this color that I love. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I appreciate that. You thinking of me when you saw them, you knew I loved them. I do love that color because it's the perfect color when you need just like a soft beige tone. I received a beautiful card written from Vicky. Vicky sent me a few things. I'm not going to read the whole card to you. So she sent me this cute little Highland cow. She said I could use it for whatever I want. Obviously, I don't think it would go in resin. It's got fluff on his hair. It's just going to go by my table. I'm going to cut the stick off, I think, and put it by my computer. Because it's really cute. I love those colors. And then, of course, she didn't leave Don out. She bought him some candy. And then she sent this little Advent Highland Cow Advent Calendar. So come December 1st, we're going to start opening 1 per day and see what we have. And then Buffy, who is very good at adding to my collection of Dianca Pours colors, she sent me their Advent Calendar. So this is pretty cool. I'm going to show you what she's doing. So this, she wants you to name what you would name the colors. I guess the colors don't have a name yet. So they sent this card in order to name them. So I'll read this from Dianca Pours. This is their very first Dianca Pours Advent Calendar, where you get the first look into the 2026 pigment collection. I'm so excited about this. Each envelope is numbered, so on December 1st, open the one labeled 1, December 2nd, number 2, and so on until Christmas Day. Now for the fun part. These pigments are so new that they don't even have names yet, so you get to name them. As you open each envelope, take a moment to connect with the color. Notice how it makes you feel, what it reminds you of, or what story it tells. Then write the name that resonates with you on the card provided. You know, guys, we're going to do this together. Let's all help Dianca Pours name her new pigments. So come December 1st, when we open our first one, I want all of your ideas, and I'm going to submit one of them on this card. Or maybe 2. Maybe I'll give her a few to choose from. And then it says each pigment belongs to a set lettered A through G. You can even get creative and name each set as a whole. Then name the individual pigments to match your theme. When you've opened all 25, you can, not required, send me an email with your list of names, even if you only name 1. If she chooses one of our names for her 2026 collection, the winner will receive a 25-gram jar of that pigment for free, and of course, major bragging rights. There are some surprising and magical colors along the way. I hope they spark your imagination and fill your December with color and creativity. I am so excited about this, you guys. I cannot wait to see these colors. It is going to kill me to not open these. It had a bunch of packaging in there. So, yeah. They're not in order, though. That's what we did notice. I will show you. They are not opened. I'm not going to peek. Oh, there's number 1 and 2. I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. Now I have 2 calendars open with you guys for the month of December. And the problem is, I'm so far ahead of you in real life. I'm going to have to remember what you're seeing on December 1st and what I'm doing are completely different days. So I definitely need to pay attention to my schedule and not mix anything so nothing can go out of order on those days when I start recording for December. Okay, let's get to unmolding. Let's do, I have to make the shell. I always do it out of UV resin because I totally forget. Here is the Paradiso. Always looks gorgeous in this little turtle. Just needs a little trimming. No big deal. We'll do that. I just want to empty them in case we want to refill them with the extras from here. Here is the sterling little donut. As I said, you won't see much of the sparkle because it's all glitter and you really don't see, you'll see the silver, but you cannot see all the, and this was thick resin, so I do have a few holes in them. No big deal. It looks like a Cheerio, doesn't it? I haven't had Cheerios in ages. And here is the other one. I can't remember. Smoke and Mirrors. That's what it was. Smoke and Mirrors. And let's get the little feet out. Little shoes. Oh, they're so cute. Look at that. I mean, the glitter sank, obviously. I didn't put glue in it. Whoops. And they're so tiny. So, so tiny. They are so cute. There's a heart here. I don't know if you can see. We'll have to differentiate that from the rest. Then this is the water ripple butterfly. And I will, oh, I over poured it. Smoke and mirrors. It's got some beautiful colors in there, along with the gray and the silver and the white. And then this is the sterling 3-dimensional butterfly. Whoops. That's so pretty. This is a semi-matte mold, so it's not going to sparkle, but you can spray it with your clear gloss spray sealer, if you want to. But I don't think I'm going to. I probably put black, because black is going to look really good with that. Now, for these, I'm going to do one at a time and put these stickers on. Let me get all that paper off of here. These are the UV DTF stickers. And you peel the back off, place them, and then peel the front off. Now, what I did remember from the last time I did this, do not turn your heat mat on. I don't know, the quality of each sticker is different, and I have ruined things in the past, so I'm kind of glad that you get one chance with these too. Kind of glad I'm using the tabletop resin that cures up pretty quickly. This way, they don't get ruined. It was so bummed when I ruined that other, I can't remember what they were, Highland Cows or something. I don't remember, but they were beautiful coasters. Put them on my heat mat like I always do so I can get the video out. And they totally destroyed. Oh, I didn't even get bubble. Did I get a bubble? No, I didn't. No, I got one right there. And cutting the bubbles could have had something to do with it because I did score them, which I'm going to do again. I scored them so I can press the air out. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Oh, there's a bubble there because there's a bubble underneath. You won't see it. It's no big deal. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do all of these. And then I will mix up a little bit less. I don't know. I don't have a ton of room. I'll start with 6 ounces maybe. I did 7 last time and I had all that left over. And I'm thinking I have them pretty much half full. Let me see, how can I get this on without bubbles? I always get bubbles in these though. They're so cute. So cute and adorbs. There's that one. Let me get those aside. What do you think about them on top of the glitter of choice? I think they're pretty good, actually. I didn't get you a good look at them, but I think that looks like a winter wonderland. I love it, especially with the white glitter in there. It looks like snow. Looks great. All right, see, these are a little bit different. These came with a white background. I hope they don't blend too much with the actual glitter. Whoops, let me use this. So press it down really good. And then you're not going to see parts of these blend right in with that glitter. It's like that little star right there you're not going to see, or it's a snowflake actually. But it's cute. Not too bad. I don't see any bubbles in it. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. Yeah, there was one right there. Okay, and this one with the Christmas tree. You might not see that star on the top because it's kind of in the same color scheme as my glitter is, but that's okay. I'm thinking about putting my ever-beloved crushed crystal in the top coat. You won't see it over the glitter, but it will make these stickers glittery. Not too much, just a little sparkle. You know, Christmas is all about sparkle. That's what I think anyway. All right, here are the cardinals. So I'd see how that worked there. I'm glad the sticker's going there. Otherwise, the other side probably looks much better on this particular glitter. But I'm working face up, so we're going to go with it. It's covering anyway. And this one might need to be trimmed a tad bit. That top barely fit on, but this right there needs to be cut off. I'll do it after I take that off. All right, let me get the top piece off. I almost don't like working with any other stickers anymore. I love these stickers so much. They're such high quality until you put heat on some of them. They're supposed to be very durable, but I've never tested that before. Like you're supposed to be able to put this on like a tumbler and not worry about it, not coat it over with epoxy or anything, but I just don't trust that. I don't trust anything. I always overdo everything just because I don't know. It's got a couple bubbles right there. Let's just hope. I have a few in this one. I don't think anything's going to happen to it without turning heat on. I guess we're going to find out. I'm going to have to be patient today somehow. Let's see. We're going to do, I want the whole thing to fit in here. Right about there. And I try to like taco sandwich it thing, but it still gets bubbles in there for me for some reason. I don't know. And if some of your sticker comes up while you're doing this, just push it back down, press it really hard, and then try again. It'll eventually come off. I'm trying not to break the seal, but being that we're not doing a color and we're only doing clear, it wouldn't matter anyway. So now I'm just going to grab about, I don't know, I feel like I should do 7 ounces just because I might not have enough, but there's some of them, I don't need that much. I'll do 6 ounces. I definitely don't. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I might have to mix up one more. I did mix up 6 ounces and I put crushed crystal in. So now all I'm going to do is fill them up. Let me grab a little stick. I'll have to probably go from eye level to make sure that they're not going to come over. We'll see. Oh gosh, yeah, that one's pretty high already. Make sure it goes around your hole makers. I did put it through the vacuum chamber. It needed quite a lot of space in this big cup, even with just crushed crystal. So tabletop resin does act differently in the vacuum chamber than your normal resin. It needs more space. Hopefully I have enough. We'll see. I guess I'm not going eye level. Let's see if I could do this without doing that. And what I'll do, because there's really no reveal, I will probably give these my own finishing touches before I come back and show you how I'm going to finish them. Because they're going to look just like this, minus my finishing touches. And then I'll do all the extras at the same time. Get around that hole maker. Do a little bit more. And if I could dome them just right, they should be good. All right, 2 more. I think I might have enough. These coasters are not that thick, so you don't have to use a ton of resin if you wanted to make these coasters. Some of those deep coasters take a lot of resin, then you have this really thick coaster. But these ones are pretty thin. I'd say probably 2.5 total to dome them if you were going to make a coaster out of them. Now I have to be patient. So that didn't even take all 6, so I'm kind of glad that I didn't. Those 2 are domed a lot. This one can use a little bit more. I'll probably take a lighter to the tops, which I will do because tabletop resin, you're going to want to get all those bubbles. It didn't get every bubble out. It's very thick resin, and I didn't want it sitting in my vacuum chamber forever. So I think it was in there about 5 minutes. And I was watching it. It came all the way to the top before it went back down. That looks pretty good. I've got a little bit left. Let me see if these can use a little more. Whoop, that's too much. This one, barely anything. This one can use, nope, I'm not even going to do that one. This one can use a little. That's it. That's it. I've only got a tiny little bit left. Let me see what I can put it in. I pulled out these little extras molds I just released, and some of the Aurora powder that Eilish sent me recently. These don't have names on them, so you just kind of have to go with the shade that you can see through the glass or plastic, whatever it is. This one has like a purplish, bluish tint. Try not to stir in too many bubbles. Now this is a thick resin, so it's probably not going to be a perfect casting of these. But that is gorgeous. Look at those colors. Do I see green, blue, and purple in this one? I should write that on here somehow. That is so pretty. I am going to spritz them. These are little bears. And they're just, you know, perfect for a lapel pin or a magnet or a, I can go a little bit more. Even a pendant. A charm. These can be used for so many things. They're like nice and thin, maybe an inch for these little bears. So they're not too huge. And then let's do these butterflies. I better shut this before I drip resin in there. Let's do a little bit. Oh, I have the turtle here too. I don't know if I have enough of the turtle to do it though. All this stuff is linked. So if you are looking for an extras mold that's a little different and sparkly, I'm your girl. That can use just a drop more. And I don't think I'm going to have enough for this little fella, so I'll do the other butterfly. I don't even know if I'll have enough for the butterfly. So we're going to make them extra super duper thin. That's, yeah, I barely have enough. I shouldn't have done 3 bears. This one is not quite filled. Get that out. Come on. All right, let me see if I could scrape some of this just to fill it up. Yep, look at that. Always go back to your scrapings when you need a few extra drips for it. Not too bad. It's all I needed. I could probably put the last drops in here. I'm going to have to trim them anyway. I usually do. Last drop in there. Got nothing left. Whoops. Just take a lighter, pop your bubbles. I wouldn't put a torch to this mold. It is way too thin of resin. It'll go right through that and adhere your resin forever. So I don't need this little fella today. We might use him tomorrow. Pop those bubbles. I'm going to go through all of them and do that without burning my hole maker. What is that? Something in there. And I will finish them up and we'll see you on the flip side.
Michelle's got her table set, crafting in the glow. Pearls and red rhinestones scattered in a row. She's pastel. Oh, Michelle's Christmas sparkles shine so bright. Her ornaments are glowing in the soft twinkling light. From the birth of Jesus to a snowman's cheer, her handmade love fills the season of the year. Two red cardinals perched in a frosty scene, whispers of the holy night, serene and clean. Four blue and white snowmen with a glittery flare, each one a little treasure crafted with care. The joy she pours in every bead and stone feels like a prayer. Her heart's been shown. Oh, Michelle's Christmas sparkles shine so bright. Her ornaments are glowing in the soft twinkling light. From the birth of Jesus to a snowman's cheer, her handmade love fills the season of the year. Glitz and glitter, resin dreams, a holiday wonder, or so it seems. She's crafting joy, a sweet refrain. With every touch, she honors his name. Oh, Michelle's Christmas sparkles shine so bright. Her ornaments are glowing in the soft twinkling light. From the birth of Jesus to a snowman's cheer, her handmade love fills the season of the year.
So I took these out last night before, I think it was about 4 hours after I had poured them. They were not ready to come out. They were very bendy and tacky. Not tacky, like I couldn't leave a fingerprint in it, but if I was gonna make a bowl, that's how it would have been. So I figured, you know what, if I can get them out and get these rhinestones on, then they will probably be in there forever because it will basically cure right to this. I did put glue underneath, but because this was still curing, I thought that was a good idea. So this is what I did. I put blue rhinestones around all of these, and here's the backs. I mean, there's really no reveal. The backs are gorgeous, and so are the fronts. So I just figured I would go ahead and take that opportunity, throw all the rhinestones on. These two are gonna get a silver cord. I did finish up those extras. I do have to demold these other extras though, but they don't get anything done. Nothing done to them. Hang on. So I put red on the cardinals to make those pop. So look at these. Those are beautiful. The backs are beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. These ones are gonna get the red strings. These just clip together. You just snap them. And these little cord things fit in almost any hole. It's kind of small on one end but larger on the other, but the small end seems to fit in most of the ornament molds that I've been making. So there's those. And then here are the snowmen, which I did iridescent pearls all around for like snowballs. Aren't they adorbs? I love them. Here's the back of these, which I don't know why, like a lot of the white condensed in the center, but it's still gorgeous nonetheless. The fronts are much prettier. And I'm gonna put silver cords on these ones. And then we'll go ahead and, I put them up on silicone, that's why this cross is out. I put them up on silicone to dry because like I said, they were not nearly cured, and if I would have set them on this paper, I have a feeling they would have stuck to the paper forever. So I just pulled out the silicone for them to sit on while they were finished curing. So they are cured now. They're done. Oops. So these will be 3 different sets if you want one of the sets, if they're still available on eBay. Here's the butterflies, black and silver. Beautiful. Red on this one, and I did do the shaker turtle. I put some blue glass beads in with a silver butterfly. So he's all done. I just glued the shell on him. And here's the donuts. Didn't do anything to them, but put a magnet on the back of those. All right, let's pull these out. These are the little crystal bears with the interference. Those came out nice. Whoops. These are like, you could do a lot of things with this size. I mean, it's not too big for a pendant. I do have to trim, but they are all sparkly. Magnets, bag tags, keychains, charms on a keychain even. I do need to trim. And here is the gorgeous butterfly. Again, I need to trim. And the second one. There we go. Not bad in the interference. Not too bad. I'm not really going to do anything to these except trim up the edges. I usually just go ahead and use these the best I can. Take a little nail file to sand down the rough edges on something this small. I tried to use the sander on something this small, and sometimes it just pulls it right out of my hand and flings it across the room. So back to the old way to trim these little things, because I don't want them flying somewhere that I can't find. This is a little still bendy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish trimming all these, get you some photos, and that will be it for the day, guys. I hope you liked this video. Gave you some new ideas to do ornaments with your coaster molds. All right, have a blessed day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings. A masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle,